August 2025 will mark 20 years exactly to the date that I moved to the United States of America. I remember the day that I arrived in this country. One suitcase, one hand luggage, and a lot of amazing dreams to go to school, to get my master's, and to promptly return back to Nigeria, my home country, to take on a position that I was promised by my director with the World Health Organization, where I was previously employed as a brand new graduate from the University of Lagos. Fast forward 20 years later, I am still here in this country. Needless to say, that dream did not die, but it evolved over time. Getting to the United States and being confronted with the reality of what life really is like for an immigrant who is fresh out of water in Africa, coming into the US not knowing exactly what the nitty-gritty details of what it took to not only become immersed in the country, but also legalized as a citizen of this country, which is what you need to do. Everything, literally everything that you need to do, whether going to school or doing, working and stuff like that. But my story is not unusual and it's not special from any other immigrant story out there. Every single one of us have a unique path that we took getting to where we are today. But one thing that I am so intentional about is ensuring that as we continue our journey in life, just like I had to go through different pathways, career paths, deciding to do this, trying this out, working here, and then later deciding that I was going to do something else. It took me a while longer than I would have loved for it to take to arrive at the place that I'm at today. But I cannot tell you that I regret any of the pathways that I got to take. I will not tell you that I regret any of the experiences that have shaped the person that you know today, Dr. OJ, the gifted Mech. At some point, I was Dr. OJ, the makeup artist. I was Dr. OJ, the med spa professor. Now in this season, this is who you have. But just like you, I had to decide in this season, getting here, what it is that God truly wanted me to focus on. Being a multi-potentialite, it wasn't an easy thing. For many years, people will try to tell me, oh, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. This is where you need to go. And I followed and I took counsel and I took advice and I was mentored and I was trying to get mentored and it was so much until I stopped all of the noise and stepped back from everything and focused in within to ask that person up there, that man, the gift giver, the great God of the universe, who is my Father, who is our Father. I had to stop to ask him, okay, Lord, what is it that you really have for me? Because I need to figure it out because time is going. And it was so amazing to see the revelation and the new turn of events that started to happen once I started asking those questions. So it's not about what you're doing wrong or doing right. It's about the questions that you're asking. A lot of times we need to learn how to ask the right questions. If you're going to be successful in business, if you're going to be successful in life, you need to ask the right questions. Because without asking the right questions, you cannot get the answers that you truly need to move the needle forward in your life. So what did I do? I went back to the gift giver and he started to give me spiritual intelligence, and that really helped build my confidence, knowing that everything that I ever needed, that I needed to become all that I was created to become, to solve the problems that I was uniquely created to solve, was already within me. It was here. It was already me. I was the living embodiment of my gifts. I just did not know it. But when I discovered this and I found out, okay, it took me a little bit longer to really begin to make sense and sort through the systems and the strategies and the tools and everything that I needed to make those gifts profitable. As you know, this community, this society, this immigrant life, it needs to be well funded. Yes, I understand. And that is the one question I get asked by my students. Dr. O, you advocate so much for us to discover our gifts, but I'm telling you, I don't know how I'm going to make money from this gift. I don't know how this is going to help sustain my lifestyle. And I tell them the same thing that I'm about to tell you. It might not do it in the very beginning, but if you don't try, you're going to get to the end of your life full of regret, knowing that there was so much more on the inside of you that you had to offer the world that you never bothered to take a chance on. Everything we do in life is a risk. I'm not telling you discovering your gift is going to automatically or magically open you up to the opportunities that you really desire. But I'm telling you that it is worth it to discover and to develop it and build a relationship with the gift giver that would help solidify your position in the marketplace as an authentic version of yourself, as opposed to you settling for just being a mediocre version or a photocopy of what other people think you need to be. For a long time, I was a photocopy. I was moving here, moving there. I learned the skills, beauty, makeup, hair. I can do everything. To the glory of God, all of those skills, they serve me now. You better believe it. Yes. Do you know how much money I save on makeup artists? If I was to hire a makeup artist for every look that I put out, girl, this lady right here, she got 3 kids to send to college. So you better believe that every single skill that I learned, I put it to use. Either using it to save myself some money or using it to be a blessing to others, and they pay me for that. So guess what? One way or another, it's bringing value into my life. And that is the beauty of our journey. So I want to encourage you as we start off this year strong, that you embrace your journey. You run the race that you were given. But the biggest thing that you're going to need to do this year is to discern what it is that you are supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be doing it. Discernment is a gift. Not everybody has it. But the one that gives the gift of discernment and wisdom says, ask me, I give. I don't upbraid. That means it doesn't hold back. He will give you as much as you ask for. Ask God for wisdom to direct you, because wisdom, the Bible says, is profitable to direct. And of course, join the gifted community. Because in this community, we tell each other some hard truths that allows us to move forward and move the needle forward for ourselves, and allows us to fulfill our God-given assignment on this God's earth. Because at the end of the day, what is a life without purpose? What is a mission without purpose? What is a job or a lifetime of career without purpose behind it? It has to make sense. And the only way it makes sense is if the purpose behind it is being fulfilled. So now, as you begin to make those decisions and choices, the last point that I'm going to make for you today is you have to decide, is this a good thing? Which is great. Good things are good. We all want good things. All good and perfect gifts come from God. Or is this a God thing? Is it a good thing? It's good for me. Yes. The world says it is. The bank statement says it is. Everything says it is. But is it a God thing? I would sooner run with a God thing, which will not be automatic, because our God is a God of due process. He has to build the person up before he builds the things for you. Hear me as I say this again. God has to build the person up before he builds the thing. God is not going to put a man that is not ready to face the spotlight in front of the lights glaring, and that light will melt you down and destroy you. No, he's never going to do that to you. The world is going to do that to you. They're going to push you out on stage before you're ready, because everyone is cheering you. You have a gift, you got it, but they don't know that you're not equipped and ready to use it at that level. So your gifts and talents could get you through the door, but your character, your behavior, your work ethic, and so many other things, so many behavioral traits and character traits and personality traits that you have to build up will sustain you. God will ensure that all of those things, the gifts of God, he ensures that he builds the man first with the gift that he's given you, just like he sent Joseph to go round and round in Egypt as a housekeeper, as a manager of a house, into the jail system, and before he now brought him out to become the prime minister of Egypt. Or just like he did for David, where he sent him out to be the shepherd boy, lonely, lonesome life, and then eventually, after anointing him as king, he sent him to serve King Saul, and he was running for his life for many years before he finally took the throne. God is in the business of preparation. Let's round this up. Look at Jesus, God himself. He did the same thing. One thing I know about God is he's never going to ask us to do anything he's not willing to do. God himself showed up on this earth. He was blameless, sinless. He did everything he needed to do. And for 30-something years, we did not even know what was happening to him in that space of time. And then boom, shows up, 3 years, ministry done, died, resurrected, and we are alive to see the truth and the glory of salvation. Come on, people. Do I need to say more? I think talking about Jesus rests my case. God will prepare you for where he's taking you to. He has put the gift in you. That is the first step. He expects you to come here and discover it. That is the second step. And he expects you to come back to him. Number 3, to ask him what the assignment of your gift is. That is the third step. And the fourth step is when he begins to school you on how you need to apply your gifts. That is the journey into purpose. That's the program that he blessed me and gifted me with the privilege to create, so I can help a lot more of his children find their way back to him, so he can do the needful to ensure that we fulfill our purpose on this earth. So ask yourself this question: is it a God thing or is it a good thing? Just because it's good does not mean it's what God has for you. You always have to test every opportunity, every decision you're trying to make this year by those 2 standards. It could be good. Yes, that's amazing. Check, boom. But is it a God thing? Check, yes. You have to be able to check both of them. If you can't check both of them as being good and being God, then you might have to step back and leave it alone and let God bring you into the opportunity that he has for you. But trust me, once you discover your gift, the journey might not be smooth. It might be a winding up and down road just like I've had to take. But I tell you that it is the most fulfilling journey that you are going to ever take. And when you get to the end of your life, you're going to look back and be like, woo, okay, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I learned that. You're going to have so many stories to tell. That will be a transformational tool to changing other people's lives. All right, guys, as always, I love you. I look forward to serving you this year as Dr. OJ, the MC, Dr. OJ, your licensed life agent, and Dr. OJ, the multi-potentialite entrepreneurial coach, with my executive coaching program on emotional intelligence for leadership development and positive organizational culture building, and also as your DYG challenge coach, helping you discover your gift and taking that wonderful journey into purpose. That's why I'm here and I'm living it. What are you doing? All right, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time. Bye, guys.